Hi there, Suranga from Englishman, and today it is total immersion. Total immersion is basically you are totally immersed. You are going completely to the language that you are learning. That is English language in our case. So therefore, I am going to tell you a story. I have taken this story from some Sri Lankan folk tales by Aridasa Uluwatte, Mr. Aridasa Uluwatte. And he is from Opanayaka Ratnapura. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. So when you are listening to this story, you're not thinking about Sinhala, you're not thinking about the language, you're not thinking about grammar, you're not thinking about vocabulary. You just try to understand this because this is a Sinhala story and you must have heard of this story earlier. So therefore, we are totally going to the English language. So today's topic is the irreparable loss. Irreparable loss. You would lose something. For example, if I lose my car key, I cannot find it. So that is it. Losing. Losing means I cannot find something. Oh, it is not existed. That is losing. I lost my key. I lost my iPad. Or I lost my phone. Things like that. It is no more. I cannot find that. Irreparable loss. Irreparable loss means I lose that by I cannot have it back. For example, if somebody cuts your nose, it is an irreparable loss. If somebody dies, for example, one of your relatives, so then it is an irreparable loss, maybe if he is helping you. So that is the meaning of irreparable loss. No alternatives, nothing, you cannot regain, you cannot have it back. That is really a very bad thing. That is irreparable loss. The topic is an irreparable loss. There was a man who earned his living by plucking coconut. There was a man, you understand, there was a man who earned his living by plucking coconut. He earned his living by plucking coconut. Plucking coconut, you know what plucking coconut? Yeah. He climbed up a coconut tree and he plucked coconut and he's going to have money. So that is his job. Yeah. So coconut plucker we call it. Yeah. So he is plucking coconut. Why? Who earned his living by plucking coconut. Earn living. Earn somebody's living. To earn money to get the food stuff than the other thing that you want. So for example, a teacher would say, I earn my living by teaching. Yeah. A businessman would say, I earn my living by selling things, selling goods, or things like that. That is, earn his living by plucking coconut. He earned his living. He earned his money to live for his family by plucking coconut. That is a coconut plucker, we would call it. Plucking coconut. One day, he fell from a tree. He fell from a tree. That is quite unfortunate. Really an unfortunate event. His falling down from a tree. Yeah. So see what happens if when he falls from a tree. Yeah. One day he fell from a tree and his right arm was seriously wounded. His right arm was seriously wounded. That is injured. The right arm, this one. His right arm was seriously wounded, satapatas, and the bleeding occurs and tissues torn, things like that. And then what happens? One day he fell from a tree and his right arm was seriously wounded, not something really simple, serious, yeah, that is really bad, seriously wounded and fractured. Fractured. If your arm fractured, that is, it cracks your bones, it breaks your bones. If bones are broken, if bones are cracked, we call it fractured. Your arm is fractured. Fractured means bones are broken and something serious happens. Yeah. And his right arm was seriously wounded and fractured. When he came to his senses, maybe unconscious, yeah. When he came to his senses, he found that his right arm had been amputated. When he came to his senses, yeah, then after the event, maybe he had no idea what's happening. Yeah, so the unconscious, not in his senses. So, but the book says When he came to his senses, what has happened to me? Something like that. In a very deep sort of sleep. And then after some time in the hospital or somewhere, he comes to senses, his senses, that is, he can think about what's happening around him. Yeah, that is, it comes to senses. There are different meanings in come to senses, come to his senses, but this meaning is now he regained his senses, that is, yeah. When he came to his senses, he found that his arm had been amputated. Amputated. Arm had been amputated. What is amputated? Amputated is basically separated from your body. So, the doctors must have cut this part and removed your arm. So, then amputated your right arm. When your right arm is amputated, you cannot see the right arm. No right arm. Clear? Haha. When he came to his senses, he found that his right arm had been amputated. How sad that is. That's really a very bad thing to happen. If you happen to amputate, if you happen to remove your right arm, what would you do? People say, hey, it's just like my right hand. In Sinhala we call it dakunu atawagi. Yeah, that is it. So that is irreparable loss. Do you understand why we call it irreparable loss? No alternatives for your right hand. Irreparable loss. If you lose your right hand, that is an irreparable loss. Amputated. He was disgusted with his life. He was disgusted with his life. Oh, I don't mind my life. So it has no value. I don't want to live. I have to commit suicide. People would say, if you find that your life is not really valuable, life is not really good, you disgusted with your life. Disgusted, I don't want to live. Disgusted with your life. So, disgusted with comes always. He was disgusted with his life. For he found, for means because he found, for he found no other way of earning a living. No other way of earning a living. That is the only way he had. That is the craft, that is the job, that is the profession that he had mastered. So therefore, plucking coconut is his job. No other way of earning money. So that is the reason why he was disgusted with his life. Yeah. He decided to commit suicide. He decided to commit suicide. Commit suicide means, you understand what I mean? Yeah, commit suicide means he wants to be no more. He wants to die. He decided to commit suicide and went to buy a bottle of poison. You know, poison is a very bad chemical, very strong chemical, sort of a chemical. If you drink it or if the poison enters your body, it harms your tissues, it harms your nervous system especially, and it stops your brain functioning, stops your heart working, things like that. That is what we call poison is. Poison disturbs your basically your nervous system. So the nervous system is the basic thing, and if it does not work, you cannot live. Yeah. He decided to commit suicide and went to buy a bottle of poison. On his way, he saw a man without both arms. On his way, he is going to buy a bottle of poison. Why? To drink. Why he is going to drink the poison? So he wanted to commit suicide. What is committing suicide? He want to kill himself. Yeah, so that is it. So he was walking along a road. Oh, I should commit suicide. This life is really, really bad. I'm disgusted with my life. So I should die. I have to go to a different world or different, what do we call that? I have to be a different soul. And I need a new birth, sort of a new birth, whatever it is thinking that this life is not good, this life is not worth living, yeah, so I should somehow leave this world. He wanted to leave this world, so he was going to a shop where chemicals are sold to buy a bottle of poison. And while he was going, yeah, he saw a man under a tree. having no arms. Yeah. He decided to commit suicide and went to buy a bottle of poison. On his way, he saw a man. On his way, when he was going, on his way, he saw a man without both arms. He saw a man without both arms. The second man, had no both arms. Without both arms, dancing under a tree by the side of the road. By the side of the road, you understand, by the side of the road means this is the road side, left side or right side. By the side of the road, a man was dancing under a tree. No arms. Left arm, right arm, no arms. But he was dancing. He thought he was really, really happy. So he happened to think, I lost one arm, but he has lost the two arms, both arms, but yet he is dancing. How can that be? He thought that he is really happy. That is the reason why the man with no arms dancing under a tree by the side of the road. There should be a secret. I should listen to him. I should ask him why he is dancing, having no arms. Yeah. Man without arms dancing under a tree by the side of the road. He asked the man why he was dancing there. He asked the man why he was dancing there. Machang, why are you dancing? You have no arms. Are you happy? How can you be happy without arms? I have lost my right arm, so I'm really sad. I'm going to commit suicide. I don't want to live here. I'm going to leave this world. I need a sort of new birth. But you are dancing under a tree without both arms, and I don't understand this. Just tell me why you are dancing. Yeah, he asked the man why he was dancing there. The man answered, I'm not dancing here. I'm not dancing here. Under the tree. I'm trying to scratch my back against the tree. I'm trying to scratch my back against the tree. Now tree is here. I'm going and I'm against the tree, and tree is touching my back, and I'm dancing. Not dancing, I'm scratching my back. Oh. The man answered, I'm not dancing here. I'm trying to scratch my back against the tree. I'm trying to, what? I'm trying to scratch my back against this tree. The former realized what hardships the latter was undergoing to keep himself alive and returned home with the satisfaction that he had at least one arm, whereas the latter had both lost. The former realized, the first one, when we talk about two things or two men or two boys, two girls, or whatever, two things, yeah. The first is mentioned former, and the second man is latter. The former one, a latter. Yeah, latter one. Yeah. The former realized that the first man is the one who is going to commit suicide. The former realized means understood what hardships, what problems. Hardships are problems. You know what problems are. You are living in Sri Lanka, you know what problems are. Yeah. Everywhere in this world, people have problems. But being here in Sri Lanka, you know what problems are perfectly. I think I understand. Yeah. The former realized what hardships the latter was undergoing. The latter was undergoing. Undergoing means facing. Facing. Undergoing means facing. Undergoing difficult situations. Undergoing something. Yeah. Undergoing something basically bad, most probably. The former realized, the first one realized what hardships the latter was undergoing. Latter was experiencing. The second man was experiencing to keep himself alive. To keep himself alive means to live. To live, he has to undergo a lot of hardships. He cannot even scratch his back. The second guy, but he is living. Oh. The former realized what hardships the latter was undergoing to keep himself alive and returned home. Then he went back. Why? I have lost one arm. He has lost both, but he is living. The tree helps him to scratch his back. So I have one arm. At least I can scratch my back. He cannot scratch his back, but I can scratch my back if I want. That is really a good thing. I have sort of advantages that I cannot see. So there is a song by Nanda Malini, Miri Vedi Sangala Killa and Emi Payuga Natyo Badakina Tura. She wanted to buy a pair of slippers and she cried, a little girl probably. She's crying, I need a pair of slippers, I need a pair of slippers and so on. But it was really sad having no pair of slippers. But when she saw a one without legs, useless having pair of slippers. So people are living in really disadvantageous situations, very bad situations. Kunkumanjana is what you apply on your eyes to make your face really beautiful. And kunkumanjana illand wemi netyuga nati obadakina tura. I cried demanding kunkumanjana until I see a one without eyes, a blind one. Yeah, that is, we are really have a lot of advantages when we compare what the world is. Yeah, that is it. So that is what we do not realize. We always try to be unhappy, thinking about what we don't have. We are not going to think about what we have. That is sort of a massive problem, yeah. So the former realized what hardships the latter was undergoing to keep himself alive and returned home with the satisfaction. He went home with the satisfaction, now I'm okay, I can scratch my back and I have one arm, so I can do something using this one arm, yeah, left arm. Alive, and returned home with the satisfaction that he had at least one arm, thinking that, oh, I have one arm, that is really good. Whereas the latter had both lost. The latter has lost both, that is it. So people say, scholars say that you cannot choose your birth. You cannot choose your mother, you cannot choose your father, you cannot choose your siblings, your brothers and sisters, you cannot choose your locality where you are born, you cannot choose your relatives, that is it. You cannot choose that, that is your birth. And at the same time, you cannot choose your death. You never know how you die, how you are going to die. Maybe it is today, maybe it is tomorrow, maybe it is after 80 years. Yeah, that is it. But we can choose, we can select, we can manipulate, we can handle in between birth and death. That is what we should do. We have given the chance to manipulate, we have given the chance to handle, we have given the chance to, what do we call it, to handle basically in between things. How can you do that? Choices, your choices, what you choose, your decisions and everything. So therefore, in this life, try to make good decisions, not hasty, and then make your life beautiful, listening to sort of stories. So this is English through English, and I think it improves your language skills. People have their comments, a lot of comments saying that this method is really good, and if you feel that it is really good, the way is good, please comment. I like that, I want to see that, I want to show other people that this works, it is working. Okay, I'm going to wind up this lesson. Comment, share, give us like, bye.